Hi guys, welcome back. This is Kevin, and today I'm going to be talking about the new sort of songs and albums. I think that'll come out this year, and also last few days and also weeks that we haven't really talked about. And to give my own sort of opinion and our own sort of thoughts for someone that I do have, what we think about those records. Really, that's all that is that we're doing today as well. And also, I would like to also hear you lot's opinion about some of these songs and some of these albums. Were they great? Were they amazing? And why? It's always very interesting to sort of know these things, to get other people's perspective on things. Okay, so to start it off, we start off with the album section. So it's Migos Culture 3 record. I've heard actually most of this record, and I thought Avalanche is an excellent song. Henry also is another. Henry loved the record as well. He thought the record was really good. Yeah, just this brilliant line as well. And it's interesting, sort of this old like soul sample or this old like black exploitation sort of soul funk sample. And yeah, and the lines and the barbs. And I think all of them kind of did their thing, man. I think Quavo just went left, man. He's just snapped on that record as well. And they all did wonderfully well on the Avalanche record. But overall, for the album, I thought there was other good, decent record on it. I didn't quite like the Drake one. Oh, I thought it had bits on it, but I didn't like quite all of it as well. And a little bit as an album, it's a little bit of hit and miss, but it does have some good spot. But maybe I got an inkling or a little bit of feeling listening to it that it's actually the best Migos album since Culture 2. I think it's better than Culture 2, but obviously it's not better than Culture 1. But that's my thoughts on Migos Culture 3. Next album is DJ Khaled's album. Overall, listening to the album, I think I'll give it between a 5 or a 6. I didn't think it was that bad. I do think it's DJ Khaled's best work. It had more songs that I like, but also it does suffer from, what Khaled's previous albums always suffered from, which is like sometimes the production can be a bit poor. Sometimes what he's speaking about is overzealous. Is that the right word? Or a little bit of non-concrete positive vibes, when someone says a lot of positive shit that, when you look at it on the surface, doesn't really hold, meat. I kind of got that a lot of the album, but there was brilliant lines of it. And I think from Who, if I am not mistaken, had a really good performance. Oh yeah, Cardi B. Cardi B's record was really good. I did really like that. I thought that was excellent. But I believe Henry didn't like it that much from what his opinion of the album was. Not sure if I got Jarvis's opinion. Actually, I don't got Jarvis's opinion. But yeah, that's my thoughts and at least Henry's thoughts on the album. The next album is Joyce Price Overgrown album. Quite interesting. To this point, I actually never heard of this artist, and Henry put me on Joyce Price. She's an R&B artist and American R&B artist, and I believe this is her major debut album. And she's actually not quite that big, she's not going out with a rapper, which would have been an easy sort of, oh shit, yeah, because a lot of R&B artists do that, for those that know R&B. But overall, I thought it was a good album. I didn't think it was an amazing, but I thought it was a good album. But my God, it does have an excellent song on it, on the album that I thought was absolutely incredible, which was Chandler. Let me see if it's the name of the album. Yeah, it is Chandler as well, man. Like this funky sort of bass line, absolutely elegant, and her talking about, love and the sort of misfortunes that she's had about love and sort of dealing with it as well. Very mature lyrics as well. And definitely love West Side Gun interlude as well, like for people who are aware of West Side Gun. And I believe he's part of that hip hop group that the name of it's completely gone out of my head. But either way, yeah, I did love that interlude as well. There's also the On one as well with Freddie Gibbs. That's a kind of nice little R&B record reminiscent of the 2000s as well. Nice album. Didn't think it was amazing, but I thought it was a good album. It was a respectable debut. And I'm interested to sort of see where she goes as an artist from then on. So that's Joyce Rice Overgrown album. Next we got Leon Weinhol's album There Forever. So Leon Weinhol is a electronic dance, also other sort of genres and genres inspiration in this music that's produced one of my favorite albums for 2014, which calls Music for the Unenlightened. If you have not heard the album, go listen to it. It's the perfect, not just a house dance album as well, but brilliant mood music. And it's a pleasant listen. And that was the first album of him that I heard, and that sort of caught me onto it. And after that, I think he did an album called Royce, which I didn't quite like. I think it was inspired a lot of By Nature as well, but I just found it a little bit non-directional. I think that was what I got from it in 2016, such a long time ago. Then Nothing Is Still had one or two records I really like of it. I have not listened to it fully, so sorry about that. But there was elements of it that I kind of like. But then Rare Forever was when I'm back on tuning and actually listening to the type of stuff that he's releasing now. And I thought Rare Forever is okay. It's a good album, but I feel like it's a bit like Royce, it's a bit directionless, but it's quite interesting. Like, he's got one record of it that I think is absolutely phenomenal. If I can get the name of it right now, and Excel. Very interesting. I just found it incredibly beautiful and incredibly, like, what can I say, like an interesting sort of piece in a sense. It comes across a bit disjointed in certain parts because it does get progressively louder as it goes, but then it's just something pleasant about it. But yeah, overall I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was a good album, to be exact, but I didn't think it was as amazing as Music for the Unenlightened, which over the years has just like stayed with me. And I think it was only a day or two ago when I just started to listen to the album again as well. Brilliant album, listen to that. But yeah, that's my thought on that Leon Vinehall tape. Project is about an artist called Aroy Aftab, and the name of the album is Vulture Prince. So it's very much like, what can I explain? Like folk, Urdu. So Urdu is a language I believe is spoken in Pakistan, music as well. So more like world music. And it has some of the most, and it has, yeah, sorry, to continue with my point, it has some of the most beautiful, or at least two records that I think are incredibly beautiful. And I will probably butcher the name because I just cannot pronounce it, but it's got Baghorn Men, which is beautiful. I think that's the first record of the album, and then Sounds Low, which are these sort of beautiful meditative pieces that just feel and sound so transcendent as well. And from reading a lot about the album, it has to do a lot about about grief. I believe the artist's brother sadly died as well, and it's incredibly beautiful. I think as an album, it's quite interesting as well. I think those two records are some of the records that I absolutely love, and probably could end on my best list because I've been playing them non-stop, and I love that type of music because it's incredibly peaceful music. But those other songs, those other records are not bad records. I didn't quite gel with them and mesh. They didn't quite stick with me as these two records, but I will see as I go along. Who knows? Maybe this album will grow on me even more, and then I'll be like, oh my God, I now fully understand them. And then maybe I'll probably do a review of it later on. Who knows? But yeah, that's the Aroj Aftab album, Vulture Princess. Next thing is Young Thug and Young Stoner Life, the group Slime Language 2. Yeah, I heard it when it came out, probably listened to it 2 or 3 times, and it is quite same-ish throughout. There's not much variations of it. I did like the Drake record. Oscar, my brother, has been playing a lot of that, the Drake record from it, and I think there's one with what's his? Sorry, I've completely forgotten here. Travis Scott, one of the biggest, probably the biggest hip hop artist at the moment as well. Travis Scott as well. But yeah, it's quite same-ish. It's all about hype record, no changing variations, and sometimes it lacks in quality. So they think that was quite good. We've got Madlib, Sound of Ancestors. That came out early on in the year as well. I've heard some of it as well. I got one record of it that I thought which was phenomenal, or I thought it was a very good record, which was one of the lonely ones. Very much kind of reminds me of R2DJ 2. Is that the name of the artist? I'm not talking about a character. For those that have seen Star Wars, but it was part of the early 2000s, kind of like DJ Shadow that produced instrumental hip hop. So that record does remind me of that artist as well. And I thought it was a good song, but overall as an album, I just thought it was a bit directionless, was a bit pointless as well. So I didn't quite like it. And then last album that I've heard, I think it was last week, was Japanese Breakfast Jubilee, who I believe is like this pop rock, alternative rock artist as well. Not a bad record. No, not a bad record. Very cohesive, quite short, snappy, catchy. Sounds pleasant to the ear. Well produced and well done. Sounds really good. I might get back to it and probably listen to it and take more into it. And then maybe maybe I'll end up creating a review of it. So yeah. Now we're next segment, which is songs I've heard. So the first track is RD's Oliver Twist record. I believe it came out a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Not a bad song. I like the chorus. I actually like the chorus. I like the chorus, but of course it has this sort of really elements that's quite big now in the scene as well. A lot of artists are cooperating. I didn't think it was a quite bad record. I think it was quite amazing. I quite like RD. He reminds me a bit of H. I think he's got that comparison quite a lot. Yeah, not a bad record. I didn't think it was, oh my God, something amazing. Like this is, yeah, but I think it was a decent offering. So yeah, Mabel let them know. Yeah. Club record. Me and my friend or Henry, we had a massive discussion about Mabel and the direction she's gone on to now as an artist. And yeah, this is definitely a record that you will hear in the gyms, in retail spaces, in the supermarket maybe, in commercials maybe. Yeah, it's just terrible probably is the wrong word. I mean, it's professionally done, of course, but it's not great. I mean, it's just, well, yeah. Ed Sheeran, Bad Habits, yeah. Ed Sheeran, you must say Ed Sheeran featuring The Weeknd, because literally it just feels like the whole Weeknd vibe. But it's quite surprising looking at it. It's like, yo, I just can't take you as menacing. I don't feel like you're menacing, you know, even though with the whole vibe of the video. It's okay record, but yeah. Mereba Rider. For those that follow a Twitter account, I tweeted this one as one of my songs of the day, and I think it's an absolutely beautiful song. So short, but it's just so dancey. It's almost got like a whole dancehall vibe to it, but such a depth into it as well. And it's just so beautiful. I didn't think lyrically she could have done better though, because it just feels like she's just being she generalizes a little bit, not being too specific. But either way, it's just beautiful. And the video, if you guys have not watched it, watch it. It's amazing. Tinashe and Buddy, Pasadena, another record that I love. And Tinashe is also this interesting artist as well, this interesting R&B artist as well. That when she came out with her debut album, I think she did incredibly well. She had a buzz, but after that, things just kind of went downhill. She just never capitalized on it. And I have heard some follow-up albums after that, but they had their bits and pieces. But I thought this record is excellent in terms of production. I thought it was brilliant, and vocal production is good. Lyrically, could have been better. I mean, talking about growing up, I believe in the suburbs in Pasadena and not having this pop life or this superstar life, it's not really for you. Could have done much better, in my opinion, anyway. We've got Serpents with Feet, Fellowship, incredibly beautiful record, a beautiful song about brothership, well produced, well done, interesting and beautiful lyrics. Haven't heard some of the album, but yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. Next thing we got Tion Wayne and Ross Body. Yeah, I do not like this song whatsoever. And for the reason being, I believe Ross has done a similar record like this, or at least with similar influences as before, so it's nothing changed very much as well. And that is just it's clear now that that's the strategy that he's chosen, or he has been choosing now for however many a single. And of course, it's in terms of commercial success, it is doing wonders. But there's a lack of variety, or there's a lack of a significant variety that's needed, for things not to be stale. But again, the record is #1, so is my point really valid? We just have to wait and see. And Ultra Boy, She Make It Clap. Love that song. Absolutely love that song. It is so catchy. It's so simple. And it's so direct and straight to the point. And it makes sense why it banged on TikTok. And it's so Soulja Boy. It's like hearing that record, you're like, oh yeah, I understand why it's so Soulja Boy. Probably his best song he's done in years. Maybe he's done something else that is as good. But I never pay much attention to him. I don't think a lot of people have. And yeah. But yeah, that is she make it clap. And then the last record is MSGN Medium Rare, which is kind of this like down tempo record that is just brilliant, and it's just beautiful, and it's just brilliant peaceful mood music, which is a lot of music which is the type of music that I listen to that I like quite a lot, and that's quite different from the sort of what we get in from the mainstream as well. And it's just the perfect music to just live with. So yeah, and that's what I think that record is, and that's why I've been playing it quite a lot. So that was our basically Sonic update, what we've heard and what we thought. Oh, sorry, what I've heard and what I thought of it. In the future, hopefully we will get more of our members doing some of these videos, some of these type of videos, and then we can sort of discuss even more what we think about certain records, and also about other topics that's happening in the industry. So yeah, guys, do comment and of course tell us what you exactly like about these records and why you like it. It's always interesting to know other people's opinion as well. And yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe. We want to grow this channel to how big as we can as possible, and to further create content that I believe is going to be even better than what we are doing, or can even be better than what we are doing. So yeah, help us, guys. We'll be immensely grateful for it. But anyway, guys, have a great day, and thank you for watching.